Hi everyone, today we will talk about hemophilia. Hemophilia is a genetic bleeding disorder where blood doesn't clot properly. It is caused when blood does not have enough clotting factor. Clotting factors are proteins in blood plasma that prevent excessive bleeding. They are essential for coagulation of blood. In the normal clotting process, whenever any capillary or small blood vessel gets injured and starts bleeding, the blood vessels narrow down to slow down the blood flow. Platelets arrange around the damaged vessel wall and forms a plaque, which is known as primary hemostasis. After this, the coagulation cascade is activated, which consists of a number of enzymatic reactions that help stop a bleeding. This is known as secondary hemostasis. Here comes the clotting factors which help convert a protein in the blood called fibrinogen into adhesive fibrin threads. Fibrin forms a meshwork to transform temporary platelet plugs into gel-like clots. This makes the plug stronger and stops the bleeding. In this way, platelets and clotting factors work together to stop the bleeding. This whole process approach through intrinsic and extrinsic pathway which converges into a common pathway, ultimately forming the clot. Exposed tissue factor initiates the cascade when it comes into the bloodstream through an injury. It helps to convert factor 7 to 7A, which is the activated form of factor 7. Factor 7A and the tissue factor together helps in the conversion of factor 10 to 10A, both of which together again converts prothrombin to thrombin. Thrombin is the activated form of prothrombin which has a role in the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin and also factor 13 to 13A. After that, fibrin and factor 13A both fuse together to form a more stable clot. This whole process takes place through the extrinsic pathway. Now coming to the intrinsic pathway. In the intrinsic pathway, factor 12 is converted to 12A, which converts factor 11 to 11A. Factor 11A converts factor 9 to 9A. Factor 9A and factor 8A together converts factor 10 to 10A. Both factor 10 and 10A converts prothrombin to thrombin again. After the formation of thrombin, it continues same as before in the extrinsic pathway. This is called as the common pathway. In hemophilia, there is deficiency of factor 8, also called antihemophilic factor A, and factor 9, also known as antihemophilic factor B or Christmas factor. Therefore, clot doesn't stay together and the bleeding continues for longer than usual. There are two types of hemophilia according to the deficiency. Hemophilia caused by the deficiency of factor 8 is called hemophilia A, which is mostly seen. Hemophilia caused by the deficiency of factor 9 is called hemophilia B or Christmas disease. Both have the same symptoms. The hemophilia gene is passed down from parent to child. It occurs when a person is born with a mutation or alteration in their factor 8 or factor 9 gene. The mutated gene in hemophilia A is F8 and the mutated gene in hemophilia B is F9. The genes for hemophilia A and B are on the X chromosome. So it is also called an inherited X-linked disorder and affects men. Mothers with one normal and one altered gene have a 50% chance of passing the altered gene onto each child. Boys who inherit the altered gene from their mother will have hemophilia, but girls who inherit the altered gene from their mother will also have a normal copy from their father, so they will be carriers. Whereas fathers with the altered gene or fathers who are hemophiliacs will pass the altered X chromosome to all his daughters, making them carriers. And as they pass down their Y chromosome to the sons, so none of their sons will be born with the disease. On average, women and girls with the hemophilia gene will have about 50% of the normal amount of clotting factor, but some have far lower levels of clotting factor and can show signs of hemophilia. There is also another bleeding disorder known as acquired hemophilia, which is not hereditary. Here, the body's immune system develops autoantibodies against its own coagulation factors, called as inhibitors, leading to severe bleeding. These autoantibodies are generally formed due to autoimmune diseases, cancer, infections, or medications, and in most of the cases, the cause is unknown. Liver produces several clotting factors, so liver failure also causes acquired hemophilia. Other causes are vitamin K deficiency, disseminated intravascular coagulation, etc. The signs of hemophilia are easy bruising and bleeding into muscles and joints, especially the knees, elbows, and ankles. Spontaneous bleeding, which occurs suddenly inside the body for no clear reason. Prolonged bleeding after getting a cut, removing a tooth, or having surgery. Swelling and warmth. Formation of hematoma, which is collection of blood outside the blood vessels. Gastrointestinal bleeding. Hematuria, epistaxis, hemoarthrosis, or bleeding into the joint spaces. Bleeding into the brain, causing an hemorrhagic stroke, etc. Hemophilia is diagnosed by taking a blood sample and measuring the level of factor activity in the blood. Hemophilia A is diagnosed by testing the level of factor 8 activity. Hemophilia B is diagnosed by measuring the level of factor 9 activity. Platelet count is checked, which is generally normal. Checking the coagulation profile is important. It shows a normal prothrombin time and an increased partial thromboplastin time. Prenatal diagnosis testing can be performed in early pregnancy by taking a small sample from the fetal part of the placenta or by taking blood from the fetus at a later stage. Testing can also be done from the umbilical cord. There is an acronym PRICE which is followed in hemophilia in case of any injury. P here stands for protection. Protect the injury from further damage. Stop whatever you are doing and minimize the weight on your affected joint or muscle. Then rest the affected joint or muscle. I for ice to reduce the pain and swelling. An ice pack or a cool relief gel may be applied directly on the skin for about 10 to 15 minutes. C stands for compression. Apply pressure to the affected area to slow the bleeding. Last one is elevation. The affected joint or muscle is placed higher than the chest level. Maintaining regular health checkups with your general practitioner is important for looking after your health as a whole. Standard and extended half-life clotting factor concentrates are an important treatment option for hemophilia and are given as intravenous infusions. They replace the missing clotting factors. They can be made from human blood, called plasma-derived products, or manufactured using genetically engineered cells that carry a human factor gene called recombinant products. Desmopressin is a synthetic hormone which releases the body's stored factor 8 into the bloodstream to help blood clot. It is used for treating some people with mild hemophilia A and some women with bleeding disorder symptoms. Bypassing agents such as activated prothrombin complex concentrates and recombinant factor 7A are used to treat acute bleeding in people with hemophilia A or B who develop inhibitors. They activate the coagulation cascade through alternative pathways. Non-factor replacement therapies are innovative treatment options for hemophilia where there is no need of replacing the clotting factor that is missing. Instead, these therapies work by rebalancing the coagulation cascade through different mechanisms such as copying factor activity, bringing other factors together, or blocking natural anticoagulants. Gene therapy for hemophilia aims to provide the body with a functioning version of the factor 8 or factor 9 gene so that the body can produce enough clotting factor for the blood to clot normally. This means that an individual's body could then produce enough clotting factor on its own to prevent bleeds and reduce the need for factor infusions. Several gene therapy products are in clinical trials which are expected to be approved in the near future. Treatment for acquired hemophilia A is firstly to control the bleeding and then to remove the inhibitor and treat the underlying medical condition if there is one. There is no cure yet. Without treatment, people with severe hemophilia may find it difficult to go to school or work regularly. Parents sometimes feel guilt for passing the gene alteration on to their child. If this is not addressed, it can have significant consequences on parents' relationship or how they feel about the bleeding disorder. But with treatment, people with hemophilia can lead normal, healthy lives. That's all for today. If you find this video useful, then please like and share the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.